What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building. And since yesterday's video it didn't do great, but I got a lot of DMs saying people really loved it and they liked the way I kind of did the video. They were asking for more, so I was like, you know what, might as well do it. I got another early breakdown, and this one is very really close to my heart. It's Ricky Simón versus Jack Shore. Ricky Simón is my American wrestler, and he's my guy that I've been vouching for. You know, this whole last year, I've been saying Ricky Simón is somebody people need to keep their eye out for. I think he competed 3 times last year, and he's been so under the radar. What he did to Kelleher, and then I think Parillo, whatever his name is, and then what he did to Asansao. And I feel like I'm a Cody Garbrandt fan. Don't get it twisted, but I feel like Ricky's performance against Asante was even better than Garbrandt's, in my humble opinion. Now, Jack Shore, on the other hand, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I do realize talent, and I will be honest. I do think Umar Nurmagomedov did duck him. I did, and he's a very talented kid, but I don't think he's unbeatable. I don't think he. I just, some people are gonna call me a hater. I don't see top 5 material. And maybe you could say the same thing about Ricky, and I think that's fair. I do think that's fair to say that, if you want to say that too. But I do see top 5 in Ricky. Maybe it's the wrestler bias in me, but it is what it is. I love this matchup because, Jack Shore is the best grappler from the UK. I'm pretty sure at 185. Not 185, 135. My bad. He's the best. Like, when you think about it, he really is the best grappler, and it's a grappler's delight, or it could end up being in the stand up. And I think in the stand up it's weird. I would actually say Jack Shore is the more technical striker out of the two, but Ricky has, like, some people might think I'm crazy. Ricky has power. Ricky has a lot of power, and we'll talk about that more. But man, I love this matchup. I really do. But let's talk about the stats, though. Obviously, we gotta talk about the stats, man. Also, let's look at where these guys are ranked. Let me search up where. Look at the UFC rankings. Let me look. I think Ricky, maybe like 13 or something like that. And I think Jack Shore just recently got ranked. But yeah, Jack Shore at 14 and Ricky at 12. So Jack's getting that opportunity to move up, but which is good. And I like that. So it's 14 versus 12. So that's cool. But yeah, Ricky comes with a record of 19-3. Obviously, has the experience advantage. He has taken some losses, unlike Jack Shore. Ricky is fighting out of Washington, age 29, a height of 5'6" and a reach of 70. Jack Shore, 16-0, which is really crazy. But I know some people might get mad at me. I just think the levels of competition, right? I know Jack Shore had a crazy performance against Hunter Azure, who was a phenomenal American wrestler. So if you UK boys they get mad at me for saying that UK boys don't know how to wrestle, I'll let you know this. Your UK guy got it done against a really good American wrestler, and he out-grappled us. I give him that. It was a good performance. But Ricky Simón beat Brian Kelleher, and we saw what Brian Kelleher did to Hunter Azure. Now it was obviously a different method. He knocked him out, but Ricky mauled Brian Kelleher, So it is what it is. But being 16-0 is still being 16-0. It is something to be valued. But I don't know. Like, maybe it's just me, but I don't see what people are seeing in this kid Jack Shore. I just don't see it. But besides that, he fights out of the Wales, age 27, a height of 5'8", and a reach of 71. Obviously we can talk about the stats and what these guys have accomplished. But since some people might think I am biased, I'm not gonna lie, but people might think I'm hating on Jack Shore. Let's talk about Jack Shore. Jack's that guy, man. I really do. He's a guy that puts in the work. I was watching his training camp video for Timur Valiev, and he puts in the work, man. Gets the hours, does his job, and is just in the trenches, working hard, doing the sparring. You can just see it. This guy is doing his thing, and he's putting in the work, and I can tell he's putting in the work. And being a UK guy and knowing how to grapple like that, it's very impressive. It really is, and especially in one facet of his game that he got really better at, and especially showed in the Timur Valiev fight, was his striking. Now, obviously, I felt like Valiev, I thought it was a draw, but he knocked him down twice in that third round. Now, could you say Valiev's chin let him down? But man, maybe, but Jack Shore couldn't grapple against him, right? And that's what I was banking on because I picked Tamir, right? Tamir's a good wrestler, right? And he couldn't, the grappling got canceled out, and Jack used his striking to really win that fight. Now, obviously, I felt like the output was on Tamir's side, but the power and the knockdowns and the damage was on Jack's side. And that's impressive. And you can just tell, from his sparring, from his work, and obviously his grappling, things are things are starting to make sense for him. He's starting to figure things out. He's a kid that started in an MMA gym and is figuring things out. We look at these guys; they have these backgrounds, right? Like Muay Thai background, wrestler background, stuff like that. Crazy jiu-jitsu background, right? He's just a kid that was in an MMA gym and he's doing his thing. It just shows in his fights that he's a well-rounded fighter. Now, I can show you some clips, but here's the biggest difference between him and Ricky Simón. And just look at the grappling here. It's more of a finesse. It's more of a jiu-jitsu style. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be, if they do grapple, it's going to be Jack Shore's jiu-jitsu versus Ricky Simón's wrestling. You can just see it. The way he gets ground and pound, and even the way he's in mount, it's a lot different from what Ricky does. And when I show you what Ricky does, you'll start to see it. But just the way he's getting these done, like look at the way he grabs this guy, gets double unders, gets the inside trip. If that was Ricky, Ricky's gonna pick him up and throw him to the other side of the goddamn ring. He's doing it because it's more of a finesse move. It takes less energy. It's easier, and I mean he got to the position and just look right now, rear naked choke, easy fucking money. And that, obviously he got reversed here, but he's gonna out scramble this guy. And that's the thing about him. He can scramble and he can wrestle with the best of them. He's great inside trips right here. And now he's either going to force the sub or just ground and pound him to death. And yeah, he might have the arm triangle here. He's about to get it. Take a little longer than I thought. All right. Eventually he's going to choke him. This is kind of a beatdown. But man, this guy was the guy in Cage Warriors. He did his thing. Oh man, that was a beatdown. Well, ground and pound. Then his next opponent, right? I think his next opponent was a better grappler, right? You can see it. They exchange kicks. Good striker from Jack Shore. Goes for the takedown. Beautiful sprawler, right? You could see a lot of these things where they sprawl, they, go for a takedown, they get reversed. A lot of crazy scrambles here, changing of positions. And, you heard him with that body kick. You can just see. And Jack's striking it's getting better. It's not great, but it's good for MMA because it sets up his takedowns and it sets up these scrambling positions and these wrestling positions he wants to be in. Now, look how he's able to get him down there and do his thing. Again, look how he passed to half guard. Look how he's getting to his back. There's just a jiu-jitsu mentality here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a lot different. He's not looking to lay on you like Rick. He's looking to submit you, and that's what he does to this guy. And that's what makes him impressive. His ability to slice through the guard, to get the submissions. That's what he's looking for. When he's on the ground, he's looking to finish. Ricky's a little different. Now, Ricky will finish. Don't get it twisted, but it's more like almost like wrestler finish, And that's it. I can't wait for the styles clash because that's where they're going to really clash at. But, obviously, let's talk about my boy Ricky, because that's my guy. And I mean, Ricky, he's really put in the work this last year. I can tell he's been putting in the work in his wrestling, in his striking, to get defensively better, to be a better fighter, you know what I'm saying? And you can just tell his boxing has gotten a lot better. He continues to get better. Like, look at this pad work. He's moving his head. Now, obviously, this is old, but he's just his work ethic. You can just tell he's getting better at every facet of the game. And like, I know people are always going to bring this up, and it's going to haunt him for the rest of his fucking life, sadly, is that fucking Uriah Faber fight. He got caught, and I'll stand by that. I saw that shit live. I was there. I was supporting Ricky. I said he was going to beat the old man. And the old man, he taught me a lesson. I'm not going to lie. Faber taught me a lesson that day. Finished him. Was it an early stoppage? I don't think so, but yeah. I think he's grown from that. And you can just see it, man. You can just see it. And obviously, these are older fights, but just look at the wrestling right here. Look how he grabs him. Jack Shore would never do this. Look how he dropped him. A lot of energy he's wasting, but just the aggression in him. He's an aggressive dude, and that's what comes with a wrestler's mentality. And he has this kind of power. Tamir Valiev never had this kind of power. Ricky Simón has knockout power. He really does. He just doesn't know how to find those knockouts. Look at the beautiful takedown right there. Great single leg. He's just beating this guy up. He's trying to force a guillotine right there. He almost picked him up, tried to DDT him almost, if you know what I'm talking about. But look, beautiful takedown there. He's an explosive monster. I would say, if you talk about muscle and athleticism, I think Ricky has him beat. You know, Jack Shore is kind of like flabby on the low. Beautiful takedown there. And he's just putting a clinic on him. I remember when he fought Ray Borg, he got like 7 takedowns. And it's just, he just puts a clinic on guys. And look at this guy. You know, this guy didn't even know what he was supposed to do there. Beautiful takedown. Easy money. Fucking arm triangle. Snatches it up. Regular wrestler submission. Look at the aggression here. It's almost like he's on fucking stage. Pushes him off of him. Like he's a nobody. It's like, get off me. Right? And then right here. Right now, when Ricky was dealing with striking, and let's say he's in that situation, Jack Shore, he can do what he did here. Get a takedown. And you can see what, if you remember what I was saying in the Jack Shore thing, look at what Ricky's only issue is. He's just laying on him. He's not really passing. He's just, obviously he's landing ground and pounding. He's putting it on him. But Jack Shore would have gotten his back and subbed him. Ricky doesn't really do that. You know, he has an arm triangle, but he's a wrestler. And Ricky's striking isn't bad. He's not bad. He's getting better. It's obviously a work in progress, right? But look at the way he changed these takedowns together, you know? That's what I love about this kid's game, you know? Again. And that's the thing. Like, Jack Shore's going to deal with a real American wrestler. And here's the thing. I say that a lot, but us wrestlers, we live and die by embracing the grind. And he's going to feel that. He really is. He's going to feel every inch of that. No homo. No homo. But yeah, he's going to feel what it means to deal with a wrestler. And that's what I love about this matchup. Obviously, you already know, I got to rock with my boy, Ricky Simón. But I think it's going to be a great fight. But I just feel like Timur Valiev did really good against Jack Shore. I kind of saw Jack Shore's ceiling, but Ricky Simón's ceiling, he overperformed against Rafael Assunção. Now, you can say, oh, Rafael Assunção was done and he was nobody. I knew guys that were picking Assunção, and Assunção had a real chance of getting an upset there. He killed Assunção. All right? So, it is what it is. Maybe the Assunção performance is overvalued. Maybe Simón's stock, but I think Simón can be really good. Maybe his chin is the only thing that could maybe hold him back, but his wrestling and his striking that's always improving can take him really far, and I think he's going to put a clinic on Jack Shore, and I think it's going to be a great fight. Can't wait for it, but hope you guys enjoyed the early breakdown. I guess this is the last one I'm doing for this week, and then I'm going to be obviously releasing the UFC fantasy matchup prediction, T. Wood versus Conor, but hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, go follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter. Like, comment, and subscribe. Go click the notification button. Get all my notifications. Subscribe, y'all. I'm trying to get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all, and goodbye. See y'all.